We got a lot of stuff to do. We gotta do an ice giant. We got a possession. Spikalug. Heroes Dash. Gwent cards. Got treasure hunts to do. Oh god, we still have so much shit to do. How do I have Novigrad stuff I haven't done? It's weird. Okay. Let's do some monster hunting. I haven't done monster hunting in too long.
After those, rebel till you drop.
Oh, there's a new quest over there.
Haven't seen a continental here.
Approach. There you are.
Hey,
Have I not already killed the giant? I have killed a giant. But you have to remember that there are some quests that we have to redo essentially because my initial recording of some of the stuff we did prior to this got all messed up. Unfortunately. Which is why we just had to do that quest again.
slow now. Whoa.
Most humbly beg your pardon, but I'm in quite a predicament. See, I'm a wandering juggler from occupied Temeria and...
Temeria? You sure? Not Novigrad?
What? Why Novigrad? No, I come from Maribor and...
You're not cut out for this line of work. Memory's too short. See, we've met. But you were a respected Novigrad merchant who wanted desperately to get home.
Oh, but I assure you, all right, you got me. I know this all looks bad, but I swear I'll pay you back, mate. All of it, with interest. Just, please, don't take me to the Jarl.
Okay.
Definitely won't get my coin back if I turn you in. But try to cheat me again, and I'll find you. I'll find you and I'll...
Yeah, I ain't lying. Besides, you can go to the Jarl any time you want.
Then I expect to see you later.
This blade's not worth shine if a weak arm swinging it, eh?
Rose next morn without a murmur and got me eye on you.
Grand those swords, but I prefer me trusty axe. Everything fresh as a
Every man on the continent so bloodless.
Greetings. Looking to buy?
You got.
Show me your wares.
Okay. Trash. Wait. Oh, he's doesn't have enough money. Of course not. Well, I could buy some stupid garbage from you, I guess. Never have too much garbage. Okay, we'll just leave him with money. We can always come back here later.
So long.
We are drowning in coin. All right.
Come closer, stranger.
First one, cross the beast's neck. Hey,
Where am I going? Good freaking grief. Okay, we'll just go to this sign up ahead. Ellie?
How can I be of service? In times like these, don't pay to save coins on weapons.
That's... Oh, we haven't played Gwent? Play me, fool. Gwent!
What would you say to a few rounds of Gwent?
It's all that matters in life is Gwent. Everything else is optional. Get it! Oh no! Not again! Okay. Get rid of... Okay, okay. Oh, it's my wife. All right. Let's start off strong. Immelrith. Oh, I'm so sorry. Phil, are you still here? Phil, are you here, my good sir? Do my wife. You're here. Okay, so in answer to your question, could you elaborate on the difference between the Fishman and the Famir, because both seem to have themes that overlap? Yes, I can do that for you. So, the super important difference to understand between the Fishman and the Famir, okay, is that the Famir, we know for a fact, are a primordial race of creatures that live in the deep ocean. And they are basically a nightmarish horde of creatures who have very much stayed out of the limelight of the world. As far as we can tell, they don't seem to desire much, other than they occasionally will raid ships and people in order to kill them and take all their goodies. However, they also do not seem to be affiliated with anyone. They are not affiliated, as far as we know, they're not affiliated with Chaos. They're not affiliated with Order. They're not affiliated with any of that stuff. They quite literally kind of just seem to be their own thing. The fish people. The Famir, on the other hand, the Famir are another primordial race, but the Famir are quite different in that instead of being focused on like minding their own business, they were conquerors. The Famir were a warlike race that very much went out of their way in an attempt to take over as much of the old world as they could. And where the fish people are completely drawn to living in the deepest trenches of the oceans.
How can I be of service? In times
On the
like
other
these,
hand,
don't pay to
dwarven
save
skirmisher,
coins on
nice.
weapons.
The Famir are swamp dwellers, so they like living in
Like you to craft some
the
armor for
mire,
me.
the cold mires, the swamps, and all that other stuff of the world. They don't actually care for water as much as they do the kind of the fog and the murk. And the Famir are a chaos worshipping race. So the Famir, when chaos initially appeared, the Famir struck a bargain with the dark gods in exchange for power. But the Famir's bargain was a bad one, because they kind of accidentally made the same mistake as the they essentially made the same mistake that the Dragon Ogres did, where instead of making a bargain of instead of, you know, bargaining a little bit of power so that the Dark Gods would be interested, they basically completely sold their race out. So after that moment, they no longer had anything the Dark Gods valued, because the Dark Gods already owned them, essentially, in every way, shape, and form. So they, just like the Dragon Ogres, they had nothing left to bargain. They were completely and utterly servants to the dark powers, and will have to worship them for the rest of time.
Yeah, you're a watcher. I seeing right.
Greetings. Saw your notice.
Huh. And they said, where you hang on that? Ain't no one else gonna hunt that beast. But I showed 'em.
Those are the main differences. Also, we don't know anything about the Chasm Dwellers or the Aboleth. Like, we don't know what kind of culture they have. We don't know what their structure is. Famir have a very strict culture. They're a matriarchal culture, or they're a matriarchal society, and their culture very heavily relies upon raiding. And they raid typically human settlements to take prisoners and captives, and they bring them back to their dark fortresses hidden in the swamps, and they basically they sacrifice them in like rituals with demons and stuff.
Any idea what kind of beast this is?
Oh, you hear all sorts of things. The wenches clean the nets, blather about koshches and manticores. But I reckon that's hogwash. We'd seek the counsel of Freya's priestesses, we would. But how can we when we can't get to the shrine?
And nobody's gotten a glimpse of the beast? From a distance, even?
Oh, they have. Right close. Closer than boot and strap. Soon after, their blood spattered the underbrush. Near from the start, no ordinary man could handle the beast. But Sverre insisted. Mustered a crew, and only 4 came back. The rest massacred east of the village. So, will you help?
Let's talk about my reward.
You want to bargain? How would you count it? Height in hands at the withers, or...?
By species. Drowner's less than a cockatrice.
Uh-huh. But we've no notion what prowls the high road. What do you say you cut it down and then we'll talk?
We pre-agree a price. Define a bonus for unforeseen risks.
So, how much?
Yeah, you seem like a nice guy. I'm not going to try and screw you over too much. Let's do 5.
Peasant! Peasant!
I'm not a peasant. I'm rich. Shut up. Leave me alone.
Ah, have it your way. 'Tis your neck on the line.
I'll get it.
I'll tend to the monster.
Not your first, that's clear enough.
I like his
Not
gloves.
like our lads. Heads full of fire, but not a morsel of thought between them.
The 4 survivors. Where'll I find them?
Aim to talk to Sverre? Maybe 'tain't a bad idea. They're sitting over there by that hut.
I do like their accent. It's a nice accent. Good accent. Real quick, let's pick up this quest.
Can I have a word?
I serve the goddess and her flock. What can I help you with?
Oh, this is a race.
You, Svanna. You're about the hero's pursuits. Can outsiders sign up? Or is this
Down those lizard trinkets.
Oh, we'll get those
Freya
trinkets.
sees no insiders, no outsiders. Any man can pay her tribute by risking his life in the pursuits. Our races differ from those on the continent. We are beholden to one rule alone. First across the line wins. Sometimes he's the swiftest, other times it is the one who knocks his opponents off their mounts.
Explains the name. There an entry fee?
Courage If you do not lack it, hang a horseshoe.
Those are some gnarly looking horseshoes.
Winner get a reward of any kind?
He covers himself in glory, basks in proof of his valor.
So no.
Was hoping for something a little more tangible.
To us, such things matter least. But yes, the winner receives something to remind him of his feat. At times it is a sword,
get something.
at others a helmet or a shield.
How about that? See, you can be practical if you want to.
A race.
Bit of exercise never killed anyone.
Okay, that's not
where
true.
are the races held?
The first 3 on Ardskalig. Whoever wins each at least once returns here to Hindusfjall to face last year's best rider in a final pursuit.
Gotcha. What's his name?
You mean hers. Astrid of Speakerrog, known as the Vipress.
Lovely as monikers go.
And completely deserved. Good luck, Witcher. May your deeds bring the goddess pleasure. Your very names
Okey-dokey.
be cursed.
But right now we got a beast to hunt. Let's talk to this merchant.
Snacks? Me brother can.
Greetings. Looking to buy?
About Gwent.
Wouldn't mind a few rounds of cards.
Who would win, young Sigmar or Geralt? Does young Sigmar have Galmaraz? Right, what this does? Restore. Okay, yeah. You can't do it. I appreciate your vote of confidence. Doesn't the Arachnus behemoth summon the Arachnus? Pretty sure it does. Ooh. Okay. I'm pretty happy with this hand. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. But hey, I got a better card out of it, so, you know, it's not too bad. Bro, I'm a slut for card games, okay? Don't... Let me have this. Vampires! Really like the vampires because they're practically immune to Scorch since one of them is a 5 and the rest are 4s. So good. My turn. Spider. I'm still missing at least one Arrakis card. Ba-dum. Summon the Leshy. I love the Leshin. It's such a cool monster. Have I had a chance to play the Cubicle 7 card game yet? No, not yet. I want to, though, very, very badly. Yeah, Cubicle 7 released a Warhammer I don't know if it's out yet, but they're releasing a Warhammer Fantasy card game called Electric Counts. You'll never guess what it's about. Let's pull another siege. Eggs. Let's go ahead and scorch. I don't think he's got anything else that's gonna matter to us. Unless he has a Scorch. If he has a Scorch, that would actually be kind of rough. That's what I thought. Can't stop the king, baby. What card we get? Ida. What the? Ida Imin something?
Greetings.
Looks like a character card.
Show me your wares.
Is that a card game about lizardmen? God, I wish. There was in the original Warhammer Fantasy trading card game, there was a deck or there were cards for every race. I won't say a deck, but they did lizardmen versus vampire counts once, which was pretty cool.
So long.
Is this a CCG with a RPG element? Yeah, but the RGB, I mean the RPG element, I find takes a little bit too much time up sometimes. Like, you know, we all know what we're here for, which is the actual game, which is Gwent. I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot they put between the Gwent games to make you, like,
greetings.
You know, miss it.
Tavern.
Tavern? This ain't no tavern. It's the House of Warriors.
Mm-hmm. So what do folk do in the House of Warriors? Fight?
At times, one will take the other and give him a good slapping, aye? But mostly, folk come here to drink, eat, warm their bones by the fire, chatter a bit. Maybe listen to a skull bay to the moon.
About what folk do at a tavern.
You continentals don't understand a thing. You need some of our mead. Brewed wisdom it is.
Brewed wisdom. Yeah, but Gwent.
Yearning to play a few rounds of Gwent. That ought to set me straight.
Ooh, this is a spicy hand. All right, all right. Which one has Gwent? What games exist in the Warhammer world, and which would I like to bring out to try for real? There are a ton of games in the Warhammer world. So Cubicle 7 has been doing an absolutely amazing job of bringing the Warhammer world to life in levels that have been unparalleled before or since. A book of theirs you could pick up, and it's actually not that expensive, is this book. It's called Rough Nights and Hard Days. And this book includes a lot of the rules for like gambling and games and stuff. But some of my favorites, as far as like card games go, I believe a lot of these are based on games in our world. Let's see, the big card game one is, I'll find it. Hearthstone's. It's Scarlet Empress. Scarlet Empress is like the hardcore it's literally a trading card game. But yeah, the Scarlet Empress is the big card game in the Warhammer Fantasy universe. He played a health card on round 1. What in the world is this dude smoking? Bring out the spider. Bring out the spider. Are there true ways to kill big demons in AOS? In AOS? I believe so, but it is very rare. I think it's even more rare than it was in fantasy. Okay, yeah, we're safe to do this. Vampires! Like, I'm sure there are ways to permakill demons in AOS, but AOS, when it comes to like really specific information like that, AOS is not as it's not as shall we say cleanly defined. You get a pretty good scorch here for all the 6s. Oh, whoops. Oh, okay, that's still good. Yeah, I actually do think there's less ways in AOS to permakill a demon, just because we don't know that much about like super hardcore god tier weapons anymore. They're not well talked about. That being said, AOS as a kind of follows like a law of like, well, really anything's possible. So I'm sure there's something out there. Summon the Swamp Kraken. Leshin. Oh, that's the card that we got earlier. Oh god, I'm really... Oh, no, okay, we could... Okay, yeah, we're safe to do this, because he's got that 10 out there. Woo! Okay, and we're in an inn, so we do need to check his supplies, because he might have cards. Oh no, a dwarf. Whatever will I do? Get owned! Truly, these isles have no competition.
Beware the bandits that lurk in the highlands. Yeah. What can
I need to see what you got.
What are you peddling? Let me have a look.
No cards? This is garbage. Anything that I have like just metric shit tons of that I need to get rid of? No, we're doing all right.
Farewell.
If we got another Kiss of Legendary Lord at some point, who are we gonna get? We are definitely gonna get at least 2 more. And the 2 that I feel very strongly we're gonna see are we're going to get Baba Yaga, whose name I am blanking on for some reason. Mother Ostankia. Mother Ostankia, we are no doubt gonna get her. And she is going to be the super hag mother. So she's gonna be the most powerful of the hags and just be a super powerful witch who's probably gonna have some sort of terrifying mount relating to the Baba Yaga of our world, either a flying mortar and pestle or some kind of chicken house type platform thing. She is probably going to be very much kind of like the boogeyman of Kislev, even though she is like a spirit that defends it. And is going to have a lot of... She's going to probably have access to the lore of hags, sometimes known as the lore of spirits,